Flanagan, Bluesfest. How are you enjoying it?
Oh, having a pretty good time, yeah. Yeah.
We're on day 5 now. Have you been here since the first day?
Yeah, we came down on Thursday, mainly because there was just so many bands we wanted to see, so we had the weekend free and all came down and staying till tomorrow as well, so yeah.
And you performed yesterday or Saturday?
Saturday, performed on Saturday and then again tonight.
How'd the show go?
Amazing. I was so happy with the show. It was on the Mojo stage, and being a smaller act, you get a bit scared that when you're on such a big stage, but there were so many people there. It just made it very worthwhile.
It certainly feels like the sort of place where, magic can happen in those audiences because people are actually standing there listening to the music.
Yeah.
Have you found that to be the case?
Yeah, and because the lineup, there's so many artists that have known each other for years. You can go to, I watched Mavis Staples yesterday, and Elvis Costello jumped up and sang The Weight with her and her band, and there's always, there's little birds chirping around everywhere. Yes, it's a great festival for that. So many little surprises.
Yes, and you're playing again today, and are you going to be playing much of the same, or are you mixing things up a bit?
I think I'm going to mix things up a bit, mainly because we are playing later. We kind of played a bit of a mellow set. Not that we're that, we're pretty mellow anyway. But going to try out some different songs tonight.
And of course, you're playing songs off your debut album, Nirvana Nights. And I understand that that's named after a dingy pub in Darwin.
I shouldn't say dingy pub. It's actually a little jazz and blues restaurant.
Oh, that's very different.
But yeah, it's got a little bar to the side of it, and they've had some crazy nights at that joint. And Nirvana's just been really supporting artists and the music industry in Darwin for 15 years now. There's kind of a little family and community, that hang out there, and it's a really, really wonderful place.
And did you record the album in Darwin?
No, I recorded the album in Melbourne, down at Sound Park Studios in Northcote. Great studio, and I had a lot of session musicians as well, my friends, session musicians from Melbourne. So I had Liz Stringer. Grant Comerford, who plays bass with Jeff Lang, Maddie Earl from the band Who Knew Too Much, Harry Angus from the Cat Empire, so kind of all the usual suspects from Melbourne.
And I understand too, recently, last year in Melbourne, you were invited to be part of an event that Sinead O'Connor was also a part of. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for the Melbourne International Arts Festival, we did a show called 7 Songs to Leave Behind. And it was a collaboration between Sinead O'Connor, Ricky Lee Jones, Michelle and Dagocello, John Cale, Woodamul, and other Black Arm band members being myself, Dan Sultan, Ursula and Shelley Morris. So it was, that Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and the best jazz musicians Melbourne has, Australia has, and so basically, those artists performed, 7 songs that meant something to them, and we got to back them up and sing alongside them, and it was a very amazing experience. The Black Arm Band is, for people who would never normally hear those stories or know those songs or know the people, it's an opportunity to share with the rest of the country that unfortunately doesn't seem to get informed about what is really going on in this country. And also, it's a beautiful thing because you can take, a show that's, usually in concert halls around the world to people who live out in communities and to people who would normally never think to go to the theatre, So that's why it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing, the Black Arm Band. Yeah.
And how did the experience of, how does the continuing experience of being in the Black Arm Band translate into your own material?
I think, working with the amount of people different artists that I'm exposed to in the Black Arm Band has been, so beneficial to me musically. you know, like Stephen Pigram sitting over there, he's one of my heroes, you know, and I get a ukulele lesson and or a guitar lesson in between, you know, in between rehearsals, and you know, performing with artists like Michelle and Degacello and Sinead O'Connor has just completely changed the way I think about music. And you know, and the jazz musicians that are involved in the show, like Ian Grandage and Eugene Ball, Julian Wilson, and like, you know, there's, you know, you learn so much from so many amazing people, and that's one thing I am truly grateful for.
Also, some I understand Irish and Italian descent into your music.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I'm a bit to everything. You know, like we're kind of up in the north in Darwin. Everybody's kind of
a bit of everything. You know, it's not unusual to just be like come from 5 or 6 different, you know, cultural backgrounds. So yeah, I'm very proud of my Irish and Italian heritage too. So. Yeah. And I understand you make a mean magpie goose pie.
No, it's a roast goose. We made it gammon flash. Usually it's you know, everybody's got their own little recipe, and I tried to make mine a bit more gourmet. Yeah. And yeah, that's what we came up with, and it actually tasted really, really, really good. I love my goose. Yeah. It's the one thing I miss when I'm away from my home.
And when do you get home? I know you just toured around the country.
Yeah, this is the last festival on our tour that hasn't ended since August. So we're kind of really, really happy. You know, sad that the tour's over, but kind of really, really happy to be having some rest.
I bet. Well, you deserve it, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for your time. And enjoy the show tonight.
Thank you.